All right, party people, we popping back in for another segment. We want to recognize the probably the last fight on the calendar year, because this fight is actually on a is it a
Tuesday.
Monday? It's on a Tuesday.
So it's going to be Tuesday morning, probably here on the East Coast of the United States. Um, so I guess that puts it at, I don't know what time. I had to look it up, but Tuesday for us in the US.
It is, and we are speaking of your boy Naoya Inoue, who
The
is
monster.
the monster, who is vying to become a two-time undisputed world champion, this time at super bantamweight. So this is 122 pounds, or you can call it junior featherweight. But he is taking on Marlon Tapales. This is in Japan. And so this is officially on the 26th. Yeah, so but I believe it's going to be very like about 5 or 6 in the morning. But we'll kind of check that and then verify. But
Man.
I want to give a little bit of a breakdown on the fight, and then also talk about and then also give our pundit picks. And then so I'm gonna start off with you, Boston Jared. And so kind of give us your impressions of both of the fighters, and then how do you foresee this bout going on Tuesday?
Look, I think that this fight is going to come down to some just real basic fundamentals of boxing. Inoue is going to be far too fast for this guy Tapales to catch up with him. And if Inoue's power carries up, well, remember, this is only going to be his second fight in the division, right? So that first fight against Stephen Fulton was very, very much an acclamation fight, right? This guy had an acclamation fight against the unified champ. So he may not even have had the time to put the muscle on and make the adjustments, the physical, the strength and conditioning adjustments necessary. He might be even stronger in this fight against Tapales. So like I was saying, if Tapales is going to have a very, very tough time finding Inoue. Inoue has got like almost like X-Men kind of supernatural kind of speed in the ring. Not just speed of hand, but speed of foot also. Tapales is a guy who needs to have his feet set. I don't like calling guys flat-footed necessarily. I haven't seen a whole lot of Tapales' fights, but for all intents and purposes, he is a flat-footed guy. And in a way, just gets in and out of range with such speed that it's tough for me to see him being able to catch up with him. The only chance Tapales has is if he is able to withstand some of those pot shots from Inoue, and if Inoue feels inclined to begin to start punching in bunches, then I can see an opportunity for Tapales to punch with him or punch in between shots and land that big overhand left, or that lead uppercut. He throws a lead uppercut. You go back and you watch that Morajan fight. He was landing lead uppercuts against Morajan Ahmadaliev, who very, very, very good fighter in his own respect. That's going to be the punch. The overhand left and the lead uppercut. And he's gotta figure out a way, even if it means covering up and forcing Inoue. He's got to get Inoue to throw more than one punch at a time. If Inoue is allowed to get in and out of range and pot shot in 1 and 2, he's going to pick Tapales apart. And if Tapales' chin, if he can't hold up to Inoue's punches, this is going to be a very, 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 very short night. So yeah, I got Inoue winning this fight. I hope it's competitive. I don't know that I'll be able to watch the fight. I'll be on the road. So it's going to be real tough for me to see. So I'll have to watch it after the fact. But I hope that the fight is at the very least competitive, especially for the American hardcore audience who's going to be waking up the day after Christmas at whatever time, 6 a.m., 5 a.m. to watch this fight. But yeah,
So
tough,
actually,
tough for me to see Tapales winning.
yeah, I actually did look it up, and the fight is on ESPN Plus. Is that a special time? But I believe the broadcast starts at 3 a.m. So it's gonna be a early morning fight. But I'm gonna set my alarm. I'll probably be in the bed and just I'll probably be not streaming on my computer. Well, I will be, but I have an ESPN
Legally,
account. Yeah, legally,
legally
legally,
streaming.
I'll
Yeah.
legally stream because I have an ESPN account, which I do appreciate. But my sentiments on the fight is I think that um Marlon, excuse me, Tapales is um he's an adequate fighter. He's equipped with some really good tools to make him a really good pro. He's somebody that was a champion at bantamweight and was able to move up and secure another championship in another weight division. So he's a veteran of 40 fights, 37-3 with 19 KOs. He does have 2 losses by KO. So
The loss against Iwasa, Ryosuke Iwasa. This guy
yeah.
Iwasa is a massive guy, and I believe Iwasa has fought as high as 130 pounds. So, yeah, I mean, and he went 11 rounds with this guy. Iwasa's a real big guy, and a big puncher. But I just wanted to caveat that. Sorry, go ahead, finish your thought, man.
No, I mean, but that's a good point. I wanted to, because I think for a lot of people who might not know about Marlon Tapales, we're trying to essentially give a little context about the fight and then some of the reason why we think that it might play out, in this fashion. One thing that you did note is that Inoue will be fighting a southpaw, and this is the first southpaw that he has fought. Not the first one ever, but the first one he has fought since 2021. Not too much, and that was Das Marinas.
Michael Das Marinas.
Das Marinas, who he stopped in the 3rd round. So I don't see him having too many problems with that. I think that this is you're looking at with the monster, a master craftsman with just scary power. I believe that he, besides his size, he has all of the ingredients to become a true international superstar. He's already a superstar in Japan. Actually, he probably gets the most comments. His our commentary on his fights are about him. Probably gets the most comments because this is a worldwide channel and platform in YouTube. But he has garnered a bit of a kind of a niche following, and if he's able to kind of rise up through the different weight divisions and still fight with this type of kind of KO output, I believe he absolutely has an opportunity to become a star on the level of Manny Pacquiao. One thing about Manny Pacquiao that he had to his advantage, they're both knockout artists with underrated boxing skills. I think Inoue is actually not worlds better than him, but a
Way
lot,
less
lot
reckless.
better, way less,
Isn't he
better
much more
defensively. Yeah. And but one thing that Manny Pacquiao was that he had the advantage of going up to welterweight, bringing Oscar De La Hoya down to that weight division and kind of beating him at a time where Oscar was still considered the cash cow for boxing. So you kind of, particularly with that type of demolition, you kind of take on his fans. And then he kept on fighting at that weight. You remember after that, he smashed Ricky Hatton at 140 and then beat people such as Miguel Cotto and Antonio Margarito.
all that catchweights, though? I believe those were all guys who I believe, sucked down or were fought at some sort of a catchweight. I feel free to correct us in the comment section. I'll go ahead, Cam. I'll pull
No,
it
no,
up
he did.
here.
He fought Miguel Cotto at 145 pounds. He fought
Yeah,
he
Cotto
fought he
looked
fought
like a
he fought
POW
Antonio
in that.
Margarito at 152 pounds.
A really large Antonio Margarito at that point. So yeah, there's some significant asterisks there. But your point is well taken though. So yes.
But I'm just gonna be honest. As much as I want to give Marlon Tapales credit, he is somebody that is a bit of a plotting fighter or whatnot. He's got okay, like he can but he like his feet move pretty well, but really just going in straight lines, right? He's not gonna turn the corner or kind of circle around you. And then he doesn't, when it comes to somebody like Inoue, I think that Inoue's feet are way better, a lot more educated, and they both have actually a good variety of punches. If you watch Marlon Tapales, like he has a strong right hook. He has a good overhand left. He can also bring it up under. And then of course Inoue has every punch in the book. And then they both do a good job of going to the body. I just think that with Inoue, he has generational power and skill and talent. And I think it's going to show in this fight. I think he's going to take just a couple of rounds to kind of get down Marlon's, the range, his timing. He's going to figure out what punches I can walk him into. And then I think Marlon's going to come forward in this fight. I don't
He
think
has to.
yeah,
He's gotta
come forward.
Gotta
And
come forward and he's gotta catch and shoot. He's
and
gotta
then
figure out a way to catch and shoot.
he is. And then Inoue is going to start the fight on the back foot, which is, for a power punch like he is, he doesn't mind doing that. I
You
can tell
think off the back foot?
I think he is. I think you're going to see him kind of he's going to circle, right? I think
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
You're going to see him kind of circling to his probably to his right way if you're trying to defend against the left hand. Right. Now, so he's gonna be circling to his left. To
you want to stay away from that left-handed Tapales.
To that left, and then
clockwise.
Yeah, he's gonna be going clockwise, and I think that around I want to say the fourth, fifth round, I can see him opening up, and I see him taking out Marlon in like the fifth round. I'm gonna go with a TKO.
I think I mentioned it before we started recording here that the Tapales, he looks to be a big 126 pounder, but he does seem like a sturdier, stockier, well-built guy for the division. So that bodes well for him. If he can take some of Inoue's pot shots, that at least I think can get him into the second half of the fight. I'm not saying that's going to ultimately help him win or look any better, but he has a better chance that way, right? Getting into the second half of the fight. The punch that he has to watch out for, and hopefully his team looked at the fight that Inoue had against his countrymen, and what was it, Michael Dasmariñas? Was that the guy's name? The other Filipino guy, the last southpaw who Inoue fought.
Yeah, it was Dasmariñas.
The punch that did Dasmariñas in was the counter left hook. Dasmariñas has very, very long arms, was a little bit taller than Inoue, and tried to establish that jab, to the jab around the lead hand of Inoue. Inoue was able, because he gets in and out of range so quick, was able to counter over the top of Dasmariñas' lead jab with a left hook. And as soon as he was able to figure out the timing and the distance, he changed that left hook up top to a left hook to the body. And he hit him with a liver shot that kid, Dasmariñas, I give him all the credit in the world for being able to get up and continue fighting. Ultimately, it was another liver shot that Inoue delivered a couple rounds later that ultimately ended the fight. But the counter left hook, the left hook of Inoue, is a punch that they have to figure out a way of negating early. The counter left hook. The problem is Inoue is so good that if he sees them looking for that left hook, watch for the straight right hand from Inoue down the pipe. And it's going to be a matter of can Tapales take the punch or he can't take the punch. We'll find out relatively quick. There was a question I wanted to ask you, Cam. It was a question I wanted to bring up a few shows ago because Robesi Ramirez El Tren, my man from Cuba, he lost a fight against the giant. What was this guy's name? Espinoza, I believe was his name. Mexican fighter. Robesi lost to this guy. Rafael Espinoza won the 126-pound belt in the WBO. And when Robesi Ramirez lost to Espinoza, the question I wanted to pose to you guys was, who is it at 126 pounds who do we think can stop Inoue from becoming a 3-division undisputed champ at 126 pounds? Is there anybody? Maybe that's a topic for a different day. But Robesi was the one guy who I thought had the skill and the pedigree to be able to stop Inoue at 126 pounds. And now that Robesi is out of the question, I really wonder.
I don't want to say he got exposed, but it was I definitely don't think that he's on Inoue's
Any
level.
shot?
What's that?
So, man,
Yeah,
I said so. So who? I mean, and this is not. Look, the big name that stands out is Ray Vargas. I see Fulton is up there now at 126 pounds.
We know that's not it. So
Mick, yeah.
There's a man from the UK, which I think that he would be open to it. There's your man Lee Wood, who is currently
It's Lee Wood.
So Lee Wood is up there. You have Brandon Figueroa.
Oh, that's another guy. There we go.
I think that would be interesting. But I would love to see a fight against if he goes up to 126, which I think that he would, or I think that he will, against Lee Wood, or even like a Brandon Figueroa. I could see that that'll be a bit of a barn burner with the Lee Wood. Like Wood's
be a fun fight.
More of a boxer. Yeah, but that would definitely be. But I mean, I don't really think there's anybody. I mean, it's gonna be the kind of unknown, right? So part of it is will his weight, will his power translate at that weight? And then will he be, able to deal with those bigger guys at 26 pounds? Because he started off at I believe it's 115 pounds, right?
Really small. Really small. Yeah, I have to pull it up.
But before we end,
108.
Give you 108. Ooh, I give him a little bit. Yeah. So you want to give your prediction for this fight?
Yeah, I got Inoue in. I've got Inoue in 5. I got Inoue in 5.
Same as
me. Big straight
Okay.
right hand. Big straight right hand right down the pipe. Yeah.
So if y'all are feeling lucky, your boy Marlon is a plus 800 underdog. Meaning that $100 bet will net you 800, and Inoue is a negative 1,400 over. So that means that you would need to bet $1,400 just to get back 100. So if you're feeling frisky, go ahead and place that bet. But the pundits, we got Inoue taking your man Marlon out 5th round.